So if I woke up tomorrow and I was 100 pounds overweight, I'm talking 250, 300, 350, I'm out of shape, I have low energy, none of my clothes fit me, I'm avoiding all photos if possible, and I'm never taking my shirt off whenever I go to the beach or whenever I do any outdoor swimming activities or indoor swimming activities. Here's exactly what I would do step by step to actually change my life. It's not the social media version you're gonna hear. It's not the restrictive diet where you have to do one particular diet to help you lose body fat and shred it immediately. This is gonna be the real plan that's gonna work for overweight men that feel stuck, if you feel completely embarrassed, because we've all been there, or like you just ruin your metabolism. If you feel defeated, or you feel like you messed up too many times, that can happen. In which case, I'm literally gonna show you the blueprint I would follow to a T if I had to start from ground zero. First thing, you need to accept the truth. That would be the first thing I do. Why? Because I would stop trying to lose 100 pounds, because 100 pounds is such a huge number. And that number is gonna destroy more men than junk food would ever destroy anybody. Because when you're usually 250, 300, 350 pounds, and even more, you're not really trying to lose 100 pounds. You're trying to lose less weight at a time to keep it more sustainable. So in this case, we're trying to lose 10 pounds 10 times. Sounds a little bit more realistic for most people. 10 pounds sounds like a better number because it's way more achievable versus me throwing a bigger number at you, like 100 pounds. It's more motivating. If I could tell myself to lose 10 pounds versus 100 pounds, way more motivating. And I know I could get to that number than 100. Visible. You can clearly see 10 pounds, whether you're 250, 300, 350, 10 pounds of fat makes a huge difference. Even 1 pound of fat on your body makes a huge difference. And it's confidence building. Once you know you can lose that amount of weight, you build momentum in your life. So we stack 10-pound wins every single time. That's how you're gonna lose 100 pounds without quitting on yourself for the 5th time this year. Let's go into the next one, nutrition. Nutrition is important because it's gonna be 80 to 90% of how you're gonna look. So if I was overweight, the first thing I would fix wouldn't be my cardio. It's not gonna be my workout routine. It's definitely not gonna be my supplements. It's gonna be the amount of food volume I get for my meals and my protein. Why? Because most overweight men aren't eating chicken, rice, broccoli. They're just not. Majority of them are overeating on calories that doesn't even keep them satiated. So here's exactly what I would eat on day one if I wasn't trying to be too restrictive and wasn't counting my calories to the T. Breakfast would be something high in protein, so 3 to 4 eggs, half a cup to a cup of egg whites, chicken sausages instead of regular sausages, and then instead of regular bacon, it's gonna be turkey bacon. And then on the side, instead of regular like a glass of milk or something like that, I'd have a protein shake. Now that whole entire meal would probably aim you anywhere from 30 to 50 grams of protein just for that meal and keep you satiated and full till lunch. And also it's very important because you hit your protein intake earlier in the day, so those cravings won't hit you later in the day. Next would be my lunch. My lunch would be around 500 to 700 calories max. It'd be lean ground turkey because they're gonna have less fat in them. The chicken tenderloins or the chicken breast because those tend to be the leanest protein calorie wise. And then on the side, rice or some frozen veggies because they cook up quick and they're all mixed in one. They're gonna preserve more of its nutrients better and they're gonna last longer, especially in your freezer. Especially if I was trying to aim for minimum calories, probably be a side of rice or black beans because I think black beans are probably one of the best sources for carbohydrates because it has fiber for your gut health and it also has magnesium, which most people are deficient in. Besides that, some frozen veggies on the side, obviously cooked, and some low calorie sauce like hot sauce, sriracha sauce, or Jihu sauce. You have to be careful with sriracha sauce because certain sriracha brands tend to have sugar in them. So that one's convenient, it's simple, and it's not hard to mess up. And between all that, if you choose around like 8 to 10 ounces of the lean ground turkey or the chicken breast and tenderloins, you're probably aiming anywhere from 50 to 100 grams. Next up, your dinner. Your dinner is basically gonna be almost the same as your lunch. You could switch up the proteins. In this case, I would probably switch it up to maybe, if I did lean ground turkey for lunch, I'll probably do chicken for dinner. If I did chicken for lunch, for dinner, maybe now this time it's lean ground turkey, could be eggs, could be salmon, could be cod, could be tilapia. Shrimp is another good one because shrimp is very lean protein calorie wise. And then on the side would be like a big salad because you're gonna get a lot of food volume, so it's gonna fill you up for longer. And then it has to be low calorie dressing. The only thing that's gonna be really low calorie is gonna be certain particular brands like Jihu has some really low calorie sauces. Balsamic vinaigrette is usually pretty minimal. Lemon, vinegar, and if you choose olive oil, it's gotta be light olive oil. Kinder's is another good brand. Primal Kitchens and has some low calorie dressings, I believe, on their shelves. Now that meal would probably total around 500 to 800 calories, depending on the carbohydrate source you choose. And you're aiming for about the same thing, same ounces in meat. It's around 6 to 8 ounces of salmon, of chicken, of fish. And that's gonna aim you around 50 to 100 grams of protein in that meal too. Now snacks, because a lot of us like to crave snacks, optional, but if we choose the right snacks, it's gonna help you. So those snacks would be like Greek yogurt, low fat, fat-free specifically, cottage cheese would be the same thing. Protein bars, a whey protein shake, nothing too heavy, especially if it's right before you go to bed. And those snacks would at least be high in protein, so maybe around 20 to 40 grams. The nutrition rules would be protein at every meal, veggies every dinner and lunch, 3 to 6 meals per day. It's simple, we're not starving, we don't wanna starve. It's not keto, it's nothing extreme. You're just eating like a grown man that wants his life back. All right guys, and real quick, if you're an overweight male yourself right now watching this video, and you're trying to lose 30 pounds or more in 60 days, and you just want a step-by-step program built for real beginners or intermediates, I coach guys like you every single day to getting into the best shape of their life. So go to the first link in my description, apply for my coaching, and me and my team will personally go over your nutrition, your training, your cardio, and your supplement routine to getting you into the best shape possible. Next one would be cardio. So the only cardio I'd actually do if I was overweight, if I was 100 pounds overweight, I'm telling you right now, running would just take a toll on my joints. I could already tell it, I could feel it itself. I would not do HIIT. HIIT would be the same thing. I'm just running at shorter periods of time and I'm doing it higher in intensity. I'm not destroying my knees, I'm not destroying my ankles because that's more likely than not probably gonna happen. I will walk at a fast pace. So my cardio plan would be to do the treadmill on an incline. I probably do it about 3.5 speed to 4.0, and then the incline would be set from 10.0 all the way to the highest setting, depending on what you can do right now. My time would be 30 minutes to 45 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. And I would probably split that. So I'd start off with maybe like 10, 15 minutes before my workout. I train, and then I finish the rest off after my workout. This is initially gonna help you burn more calories, which is gonna help you burn more fat down the road. It's gonna preserve your joints, and you're just gonna feel way better after because it's gonna increase all the dopamine, the serotonin levels in your brain, the chemical reactions, so you actually wanna do better things in your life. Walking, I believe, and walking at a fast pace is probably one of the most underrated tools for fat loss, especially if you're an overweight individual. Period. Now is gonna come the workout plan. So if I was 300 pounds, I wouldn't train 6 days a week in the gym. I just wouldn't. Just getting up, sitting back down, that's enough for me. But what I would do is I would do a 3-day full body workout program. Going 3 days of the week, perfectly viable, especially if you weigh that much. Because it's not gonna take too much time out of your day. It's just gonna be easier for you. So my first workout would be workout A, which would be either Monday or Tuesday, depending on what's easier for you. It'd be like a leg press. I do some type of pressing movement, so a chest press, a lat pull down for your back, some type of bicep curl, some type of tricep extension, and then a plank. That's pretty much gonna cover the majority of your body. My next thing would be workout B. Workout B would be hack squats, it's gonna work out your legs. Incline dumbbell press, it's gonna work out your chest, and it's gonna work out your clavicular head so you get that nice fullness to your chest. Do seated rows for my back. I do some type of lateral raise for my shoulders to get that width. I do some biceps, some triceps again, and then I do some core work. And I probably cycle these 2 workouts, and if I do workout A on Monday, and then I take a break Tuesday, and then I work out Wednesday, I'm gonna do workout B on Wednesday, and then I'm gonna take a break on Thursday, and then repeat workout A again, but just try to beat my reps or my workload on Friday. I like it too because you're hitting each muscle twice a week, a little bit more. It's gonna be a little bit more convenient for you, and you can get everything done in 3 days. Next one would be the mental strategy. So if I was overweight, the number one thing I fixed besides my nutrition, because this is completely underrated, would be my environment. Why? Now stay with me on this. A lot of overweight men and even women, they struggle because of different environmental factors around them. So we're talking stress, because life can be stressful as hell. Boredom, some people eat out of boredom because there's nothing else to do. Late night cravings, because your dieting is probably working well, but now you're getting cravings to wake yourself up at night, so now it's making it worse. Poor sleep, because if you get really bad sleep, it's gonna affect your cravings later on that day or the next day. If you don't sleep well, it's always gonna affect your hunger. No routine. If you don't have any sustainable routine, you can't stick to something because there's no strategy behind it. Bad influences. If you have people around you, I'm talking friends, family, that always go back to the same route of eating whatever they want in sight, having unhealthy habits, it's more likely than not, you'll probably end up with those same habits and then you're gonna stay with them. Alcohol is another thing. I would never suggest anybody drink or do any enhancements or anything like that because there's absolutely zero benefit unless you're some type of athlete as far as the enhancements enhancements go, or you're doing any type of bodybuilding competition. But other than that, everybody else, no. And the last one is depression. Usually depression gets a lot of people into those environmental factors, which kind of sucks. So here's what I would personally do. So I go to sleep at the same time and I wake up as best as I could at the same time. Your hormones are gonna stabilize. Your appetite's not gonna increase, probably gonna drop because you got good enough rest. And then your energy is gonna skyrocket, which is gonna help with your performance in the gym. Or take this one as best as you could. I'd stop hanging out with people who try to pressure me to drink, to smoke, to skip the gym and just be the old version of myself which I don't even like myself. Get rid of them because they are not benefiting you in any which way matter. And you know that. Tip number 6, what I would track. I wouldn't track calories obsessively, even though it's very important. I track my habits. So the 6 habits I would track is my steps. So I try to aim to get around 8 to 10,000 steps per day. I do protein intake. Protein intake would be anywhere from 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight, because protein is going to help with satiating you. Protein is going to help to preserve more muscle mass, especially as you're dieting. That's why a lot of people, as they diet down, they look skinny fat because their protein intake wasn't as high as it should have been. Water, I would aim for about 1 gallon per day with electrolytes. If you're underhydrated, it's also going to affect your performance. Sleep is very important. As I mentioned, 7 to 10 hours has to be a non-negotiable. And then I do the cardio for about 30 to 45 minutes each time I work out. So it's a little bit easier for me, so I don't have to go on a separate day. And then I work out 3 times a week with the cardio. These alone can take anyone from 300 to 350 all the way down to 200 to 220 pounds if you stay consistent. Some of the biggest mistakes I would most likely avoid would be doing too much too fast. It could be a little bit more overwhelming on your body and on you personally. So I wouldn't want to overwhelm myself at all, because the more stress you have, the easier it is to kind of go back to your old habits. I wouldn't starve myself, because at that point, there's no benefit to doing that in which way ever, because you're going to lose fat, but you're also going to lose muscle as well. Running before walking, as I mentioned, walking less stressful on your body, running more stressful. Doesn't mean you can't do it later on in time. It's just at this specific point, you want to stick to something that you can do. Copying other people. Do not copy anybody else. They're not in your shoes. They're not in your boat. They don't know your environment. They don't know your lifestyle, your family, your job, how much stress you're under. So I would not look at anybody else's journey but mine. I would not weekend drink. It doesn't matter if it's 1, if it's 2, if it's 3. The minute you drink alcohol, your body prefers to burn that first versus the food you just digested. So you're inhibiting your reason to lose fat more, especially from your body. Your body's telling yourself, hey, listen, I don't want to burn off the burger and the fries you just had. Instead, I'm gonna burn off the alcohol you just drank. Last one would be trying to be perfect. This is very much a staple for most people because a lot of us wanna be perfectionists and we can't be, and we gotta understand that perfect is impossible, but the best we can do is being the best version of ourselves. Fat loss is really about momentum in your life. We don't need to be perfect. We just need to be consistent enough to see the results. And then if you feel like giving up, because I've had those moments, I'd always like to remind myself that every overweight male is probably gonna feel like this, where they think they've gone too far, until you lose those first 10 pounds. Then it becomes like a complete confidence booster. And then suddenly it hits in your mind, you're like, wow, holy shit, I can do this. You can do this. We don't need motivation. We just need to be disciplined. We need consistency, and you need that first win in your pocket. If you're an overweight male trying to lose 20, 30 plus pounds of body fat in 60 days, and you want a coach that understands the real struggles as a beginner, go to the first link in my description, apply for my coaching. My team will reach out and we'll go over your training, nutrition, and cardio routine. And we'll map out the first 30 days step by step to getting you into the best shape of your life.